Hi everyone, welcome back to A Sky Full of Stars, Interstellar Focus, Episode 2. So, in Episode 1, it was mostly about setting up what this story is going to be about. So it begins with Akito, Hikari, and Saya, now as third-year students, and while they're studying for their entrance exams at the Sao Tome stop and buy convenience store, the manager, so Mother Sao Tome, informed Akito that she has a new job for him, and it's to maintain an old house that she owns in the mountains. So, during the transition, Akito went to check it out. Along with Hikari, he was trying to avoid studying because, well, it's too tiring for her and she's not the brightest of the students. And Sai also joined along, and it's more like Sai is making sure that Hikari does not stop her studies. But then when Sai went to get cleaning supplies, Hikari jumped the gun and gave Akito a big kiss. So this comes from Divergence Route A in the original A Sky Full of Stars. So that was when Saya wrote a love letter and Akito read it much later. And when he asked Saya how she still feels, Saya answers with a kiss. And it looks like after all these years, Hikari's jealous and Hikari wants one as well. So that kiss really kicked things up, and I wonder how Saya feels about it. So anyways, let's continue. So Akito's like, so wait, a strip? Did Saya bring it? Oh, so she might have wanted to do the Tanabata festival, so I guess she brought it from home to write a wish. And I grab a colorful strip of paper and look up at the sky from the window. But then the sky, so it's night, but it's dark, and I can't even see anything, let alone the Milky Way. And the summer of us as third-year students begins with a premonition of turmoil. Okay, so we're now at the Meikou Academy, if you remember from the original A Sky Full of Stars. So, Korona's like, well, thank you for joining us today. So, I'm the new president for the Six Stars Club, Korona Kusakabe. So, I think whoever is president of the Meikou Academy Astronomy Club is also going to be the president of the Six Stars Club, because that's where they usually hold the big Six Stars Club meetings. And we have Hinami here. So, Korona, do your best. And we have this new character who is exclusive to the Interstellar Focus special disc. So today, we are all gathered at the Meikou Academy Astronomy Club room. And so basically, as third-year students, we're going to be retiring very soon. And we were deciding on the new president for the Six Stars Club. So it is decided that Korona will lead the Six Stars Club going forward. So Honoka is also third year by now, so she will retire along with Hikari, Akito, and Saya. So Korona's like, okay, so here's today's agenda. And the agenda is, let's make a new recruit training manual. And it's written in large letters on the whiteboard.
天文部といえば幽霊部員の王将。
So speaking of the astronomy clubs, a hotbed of ghost members.
もしくはなんとなく入部してきたけど思ってたのとなんか違うと言ってやめてくパターンがとっても多い。
So ghost members meaning that, well, there are a lot of people who sign up and join, but shortly after they quit. And basically the retention for club members is quite poor. So last week I did record someone who resigned.
どうすれば未経験者を長続きさせられるのか、その傾向と対策を今日話し合いたいと思います。
So Korona's like, well, I gotta figure out a way to keep these new signups. So basically, increase retention. And it looks like Korona was shouting out her plan, and she is now out of breath.
コロナ頑張った。はい、
Well,
お水。
so Hinami tells Korona, well, you did do your best, so here's some water for you.
ありがとう、ひなみ。
Thanks, Hinami.
ぶっちゃけやめてく人はどうしようもないと思うよ。部員数の少なさをカバーするためにむつら星の会があるんでしょ。
Well, there isn't much we can do to make up for low membership or people who quit early. And this is the reason why we have this big Six Stars Club. So the idea of 6 schools or 6 astronomy clubs from 6 schools join together.
私もそう思います。
Well, same thing. So the longer the, let's see, Ephemans is, the more I see people who are temporarily interested and then they fade out immediately. So Hikari, Yoshioka, so that's Honoka, and me seem to be observant.
お言葉ですが、光お姉様。
So it is a word, well, for dear Hikari Onesama.
光先輩だよ。
FYI, Hikari Senpai. So Saya is now a third year, so a senior at the same school, and makes a quick correction. So this girl with the dark blue hair, she's actually Saya's underclassman, so she also goes to Seisen Girls. And I'll have to pull up the name of this person.
先輩、
So Senpai?
一度入部したということは少なくとも興味はあったはずです。
Well, I did show interest in joining the club.
その興味に応えてあげられれば残ってくれたかもしれません。
So if you can respond to that interest, then you may have remained. So at least she felt interested in astronomy and decided to stay with the club rather than just quit immediately.
なるほど。一理あるね。
I see, there's reason.
それだけじゃないよ、ピカリン。
Hey, not only that, Pikarin. Oops. So Hikari moves to the side of Korona-chan when she stands up. Yes? So, just like before in the original A Sky Full of Stars, Hikari does not like Korona calling her Pikarin. And a chop exploded in Korona's head.
ピカリン言うな。
Hey, don't say Pikarin. Ow, that hurts.
で、何がそれだけじゃないの？
So anyways, so what's not that?
チョップの衝撃で考えてたこと飛んじゃったよ。
Well, you know, you gave me a really big jolt, and I forgot what I was about to say next.
光をね、先輩、僭越ながら私からご説明いたします。
Well, for Hikari actually, I mean Hikari Senpai, I'll explain to you what we were thinking about.
むつら星の会でより良い活動をするためには基礎レベルの均一化が必要なのではないかとコロナさんは足りないおつむで懸命に考えたのです。
So basically, Korona-san has been thinking about different ways to make the Six Stars Club more exciting. So one of the things that she wants to do is she wants to try to inject some astronomy knowledge to all those new recruits. So maybe if they know a little bit about astronomy, then they might be interested in staying.
足りなくないよ。足りないとしたらピカリンのせいだ。きっと今のチョップで脳細胞がいっぱい死んだ。
So she mentions that, oh, so it's a way for us to be on the same level with regards to astronomy knowledge. And then Korona's like, well, you know, it's not enough. And I'm sure if you get a chop like what I got from Hikari or Pikarin, then you're going to lose a lot of memories.
よしよし。勉強できるのにおバカなところもコロナの可愛いとこだよ。
And then Hinami's like, well, it's okay. So even though I can't study, well, it's a cute place to study.
確かに言えてますね。今までも知識の差や意識の違いで活動が差し支えることがたびたびありました。
Well, I see. So it looks like because of the difference in our level of knowledge for astronomy, it had been quite hard to plan activities. So basically, they want to do something that's exciting, like maybe a astronomy trip or setting up a stargazing event to look at a special group of stars. But because the new recruits don't really know anything much about astronomy, it does not interest them, and the whole event is a waste. So it is good to complement each other's strengths and weaknesses, but if there are differences in the knowledge, then the story might not be understood in the first place. So also they won't understand all the different mythologies behind the different constellations. For example, if you propose to stay overnight and climb the mountain, somewhere members or some people will not like it. Some people just don't know what they can get by setting up a tent at the mountaintop and spending the night, and what kind of starry sky they can see. And it's not uncommon to change your mind 180 degrees after reluctantly participating. And until now, it had been gradually equalized through the activities of the Six Stars Club, but by the time it's possible, retirement is imminent.
そこで我々が頑張って作ってみました。先輩方どうぞ。
So therefore, we have tried our best to fix this problem. So, senpais, at the direction of Yamada-san and the other people, so that's Hinami, the juniors handed out a booklet closed with a stapler, or it's a stapled booklet.
夏の星座ガイド。夏の星の目印や見方がまとめてあるんだね。
So Sai's looking through it and she's like, oh, so the summer constellation guide. The landmarks and perspectives of the summer stars are summarized.
主要な天体が抑えてあり、図もあって見やすいです。なかなかよくできているじゃないですか。
And Honoka adds in like, hey, so I see that the main celestial bodies or the big constellations are labeled, and it's easy to identify because of the figure. So this booklet is pretty well made, isn't it? Yoshioka-san says, or is impressed. But for Hikari, and it looks like Hikari's having trouble. So one person bends to the side or tilts her head.
光先輩、何かお気に召さないところでも。
Hikari senpai, so I wonder if you don't like this.
いや、そういうわけじゃないよ。吉岡ちゃんの言う通り、よくできてるじゃん。
No, it's okay. So, Yoshioka Senpai did say that, or Yoshioka-san says that it is well done.
言いたいことがあるならはっきり言ってよね。
Well, if you have any objections, I want to hear it.
じゃあ言うけど、私こういうの読むの苦手なんだよね。
So Hikari was trying to cover up by saying, well, if Yoshioka Honoka says that it's good, then it's good. But the problem is that, well, I'm not really good at reading stuff like this.
ほら、字がいっぱいでさ、なんか教科書みたいじゃん。
Well, you see, so there's too much text and it looks like a textbook.
それはピカリンがバカだからだよ。
Well, that's because Picarin is dumb. And it looks like this girl beat up Korona, so it's not nice to call someone stupid.
ありがとう、たまきちゃん。
Oh, so her name is Tamaki, so thank you very much, Tamaki-chan.
いえ、無礼者を成敗したまでです。
Well, it's okay, so she was very rude. Gradually, it's become a lively meeting as usual. And, well, when I was watching or reading the booklet, I heard a voice like this from the juniors who are looking at the booklet.
この夏の大三角ってほうき星先輩たちみたいだよね。いつも3人で仲いいし、ずっと三角関係でいてほしいよね。
So I think this is from Hinami. So she's like, so the trio of the summer is like these trio of the senpais. So Hikari, Saya, and Akito. And it's like, well, it looks like they're always together. And it kind of feels like they're going to stay like a love triangle all the time.
ちょっと聞こえちゃうよ。
Hey, if you say it loud enough, they're gonna hear you. Oh, oops. Uh-oh. And for some reason, Saya did hear, it's like, wait a minute. Saya raises her hand quietly.
なんでしょう、天の川先輩。
So what's wrong, Amanagawa senpai?
私も冊子はよくできてると思うけど、すぐやめちゃうような人にはそもそも読んでもらえないんじゃないかな。
So basically, Saya understands Hikari's problem. And she's like, well, I like how the booklet's made. It's well done, but I don't think that this is going to be good to invite new recruits in because it might be too hard or difficult for them to understand. So it is like a textbook.
光みたいなバカな子もいるって想定しておいた方がいいと思うの。
And there are some dumb people like Hikari among the new recruits. Uh-oh. And Saya's smiling words makes a tingling airflow in the place for a moment.
ねえ、今の私に喧嘩売ってない？
Hey. So Hikari is angry. He's like, oh, so are you trying to provoke me?
私は別にそんなつもりないよ。ただ、どこかの誰かさんみたいに勉強せずに遊んでばっかりの子もいるんじゃないかなって。
Well, I didn't mean that, but it is true that there are people who are not that great at studying, just like that person.
当てこすりみたいなのやめてくれる？言いたいことあるならはっきり言えばいいじゃない。
Well, can you stop rubbing it in? Because it's quite offensive. And if you have to say something, say it out loud.
結構はっきり言ったつもりだったんだけどな。勉強サボってアキトくんに不意打ちでキスしちゃうようなおバカな子もごく稀にいるって話だよ。
Well, I didn't want to say it quite clearly. So the story about how a really dumb person suddenly kisses Akito-kun while in the middle of studying. Wait, So, kiss? Says Honoka.
なんと光お姉様が接
Wait, what? So, Hikari senpai kissed?
そういうあんただってしたじゃない、不意打ちキス。
Well, that wasn't the case. A surprise kiss. And it looks like Saya provoked Hikari.
私は自分の気持ちを伝えるためだもん。光のはただ卒業までにファーストキスしたいってだけでしょ。
Well, I'm just trying to convey my thoughts. So, Hikari wanted a kiss before she graduated, right?
違います。サエは逃げちゃったから知らないでしょうけど、私あの後アキトに告白したもんね。
And now it looks like Hikari's poorly covering up the story. So she's like, oh, well, I don't know because Saya ran away, so you don't know. But after that, I confessed to Akito. Saya, who lost her smile on the shocking fact, looks at me. And the eyes are like, wait, so is that true? So basically, Akito is forced to answer Hikari's... I'm not sure how to say it, but basically Hikari's words.
そうなの？アキニ。
Wait, so is that true, Akini?
本当なのですか、部長。ふんすふんす。
Wait, is that true? Bucho, wait, more. Well, I'm sure I did something like a confession. I think the other person is Hikari, and even that could be a joke.
違うわよ。あの状況で冗談言うってどんだけ空気読めてない子なのよ、私は。
Wait, it's different. I'm joking in that situation. I'm a child who can't read, or you're a child who can't read the air.
あなたの言葉はその程度の誠意しかこもってないって思われてるのよ。日頃の行いから改めるべきだわ。
So it seems that your words basically don't carry any truth, and you should, let's see, you should basically change from your daily routine.
なにを。
Wait, what are you saying?
私のせいでごめんなさい。
Wait, I'm sorry for, or like it's my fault. So it looks like it's one of the freshly recruits. So the first year girl who started, or like who started the fire, is crying. And it's now no longer a meeting.
帰る。会議をめちゃめちゃにしてごめんなさい。
Well, I'm gonna go home then. I'm sorry to disrupt the meeting.
部長。
Wait, Mucho?
私も帰る。
Well, I'm going home too, says Hikari.
真似しないでくださる？ほうき星さん。
Hey, don't bother, Hokiboshi-san. Uh-oh, so Saya is resorting to calling Hikari by her last name.
私の方が先に帰ろうって思ってたもん。言わなかっただけで。
Well, I was thinking about going home first, and I didn't copy you. Well,
べーった。
Bleh. And the two went out of the narrow entrance, pushing each other away.
怖かった。
Well, that was scary, says Honoka.
もういなくなったから安心です。
Well, it is quite a relief that those two are gone. Korona-chan is pointing at Yoshioka-san's trembling hand.
よもやお姉様たちの間にそのような事件が起こっていようとは。
I wonder how such incident would happen among my senpais, or onesans.
はい。
Yes. I'm sorry.
とりあえず今日の会議はここまでということで、ほうき星さんたちの指摘にも一理あると思いますので、コロナさんたちは次回までに改善案を考えてみてください。
So Honoka's like, well, I guess this is a good place to wrap up today's meeting. So we should consider people like Hokiboshi-san. So please think about ways to improve the plans for new recruits by next time.
わかりました。
I understand, says Korona.
キスしたんだ。
Wait,
すごいな。
so being kissed, that's quite amazing. And Yoshioka-san, whose side is looking at me as if I was a great man. Okay, so what happened was that when the first year students was mentioning, oh, so you see, the senpais, they're kind of like the summer triangle constellation. So Hikari, Sai, and Akito. It's like they're always together, like the constellation, and it kind of forms something like a love triangle. And Hikari took it the wrong way. It's like, well, I kissed Akito and I confessed to him and he accepted it. And then Sai's like, well, that wasn't the case. And you just want a kiss. And then Hikari fought back with, well, you weren't there, so you don't know what happened. And it led to a huge fight in the Meikou Academy Astronomy Club room. So anyways, putting all that drama aside, so Akito mentions, so the Summer Triangle Constellation is a star sword consisting of the 3 first magnitude stars that mark the summer night sky. And I believe this was referenced in the original A Sky Full of Stars. So it's composed of Vega in the Lyra constellation, Altair in the Anguilla constellation, and Deneb in the Cygnus constellation. So Vega is the legendary Orihime star of Tanabata, Altair is the Hikoboshi star, and the Milky Way flows between the 2 stars, and Deneb, which has Japanese names such as Kotanabata, is shining. Well, by the way, so let's see, asterism is a group of stars that are not constellations but are sometimes connected by lines because of the beauty of these lines. And the representation one, or like the constellation that's most notable, is the Big Dipper, but the Summer Triangle is also another constellation that's easy to spot and common. So the Summer Triangle constellation is shining bright. And we go to Kotaro. So Kotaro, who misunderstood that I would take him for a walk, stood by me, his tail wagging, and so it's not time for you to go on a walk yet, says Akito. Please, can I do it now? So Kotaro is drooping down and returned to his doghouse. And then I take out my smartphone.
念押ししときますけど、あの告白はちゃんとマジなんだからね。
So Hikari sent a message to Akito. It's like, well, I'm telling you, that confession is serious.
っていうか、ちょっと傷ついたわよ。冗談扱いされてたなんて。
Well, you know, I kind of felt hurt by your reply earlier, and you kind of treated it as a joke. What? Says Akito. Well, I like to say, but what about... So I agree with Sai about changing your day routine.
ひどーい！あんまりよ！
Hey, that's mean. Well, not much.
まあ、あのキスもさやに見られなきゃ冗談で済ませる気だったんだけどさ。
Well, if Sai did give you that kiss before, I'm gonna call that a joke.
アキトも、私みたいな可愛い子とキスできてラッキーだったでしょ？
But you know, Akito, you were lucky to get a kiss from a cute girl like me.
おーい、もーしもーし、返事しろー。出ないと私が滑ったみたいじゃんか。
So basically, Akito goes silent, and then Hikari's like, "Hey, hello? Hello? Are you there? Well, if you don't answer, then I'm going to say that, let's see, it was slippery. So just confess. Well, I don't want to go out with you, so don't let the air out, you girls." So like, well, so basically Hikari was just all sudden, and Akito's not ready for it, and it's like, well, I don't want to move any forward with it. So what is it about Hikari and Saya? And by the way, so I did send a message to Saya as well. So let's see what Saya has to say on her end. So he asks Saya, so Saya, are you okay? Is everything alright? Wait, Saya-san? Hello, Saya? So basically, Saya does not read Akito's messages, or she basically just muted Akito. Well, it's Saya, and she won't reply until she's calm. Well, anyways, I'm going back to work. So right now, Akito's still working at the Saotome Sabai convenience store as a clerk or cashier. And we see was teacher Miharu. So next to me, who is at the cash register, so Miharu takes out a ice cream or like a popsicle without permission. So this popsicle or like a ice cream bar is only sold during the summer months, and it's a milk flavored homemade ice cream stick. One of those costs 108 yen.
相変わらずケチくさい店ね。
Hey, so you're being stingy and cheap. Well, how am I being stingy? So you took it out from the freezer and you opened it up and you ate it, and that thing costs money, so you're supposed to pay for it. Well, I don't have the energy to push it further, so I'll just leave it as that. But I'll make a note and I'll just let Mother Satomi know about it. And I'm sure Mother Satomi is going to go after Miharu, and we know why based on the original Sky Full of Stars.
どうしちゃったのよ。元気ないわね。
Well, anyways, what happened? So you don't seem normal. Well, just leave me alone. So there are too many things in adolescence.
いろいろってあれか？お前が光とキスして告られて、それを知った天の川がブチギレて修羅場ってるっていう事件のことか？
So Takeichi kind of just blurted it out. So various things. So one, Hikari kissed you and you got rich, or Amanagawa-san, who knew about it, was cut off and shuffled. Takeichi, who is reading manga over at the counters, replied, "Well, how do you know, Take-chan?"
さっきコロナから聞いた。
Well, my sister Korona told me about it. So Takeichi turns to the screen of his smartphone. And he shows the smartphone to Akito. It's like, okay, so this is what my sister wrote. So Akito climbs over from the cash register to look at the smartphone.
大事なことだからお兄ちゃんにも一応教えとくね。
Well, this is urgent, so please help me, Oni-chan, and I'll teach you something.
アキ兄がピカリンとキスしてピカリンがアキ兄に告白して天の川先輩がめっちゃくちゃキレてた。
So the idea that Korona got is, so Akini kissed Pikarin, and then Pikarin confessed to Akini and Amagawa Senpai, so Saya, is really sharp.
めちゃめちゃデリケートな話題だから誰にも言っちゃダメだよ。絶対だからね。
Well, FYI, this is a very delicate topic, so don't spread it out to anyone. And that's an order. Wait, so what's this?
この調子だともう大体のところに広まってんじゃねえの？
Well, in this condition, so I had to mention it, but I did not spread it out to other people, so...
どういうこと？詳しく。
And at least Miharu knows about it. So, what kind of thing is it? So, please say in detail. So, annoying people have eaten. Well, so it is as what it says.
あんた、ほうき星とキスしたの？
So, you were kissed, or you kissed Hokiboshi, right? Hey, do you say it was done, or was it done? Or Saya did see it, and it is a little messy?
はあ、それでさっき切ない顔して夏の大三角を見上げてたのか。
Well, based on what happened, so what Take said, plus what you were doing, so looking up at the summer triangle with a sad face, I'm sure that's what happened.
こうなったら諦めてどっちかに決めちまえよ。
Well, if it's so give up on one and decide who you want. So you'll have to take one or the other. So who can I pick? So who do I want between Hikari and Saya?
とぼけんなよ。光か天の川どっちかだろ。
Hey, so don't be quiet or don't act innocent. So it's either Hikari or Amanagawa-san.
あたし、あんたはほうき星が好きなんだと思ってたわ。だからいつまで経ってもさやとくっつかないんだとばかり。
So Miharu's like, well, I thought you would like Hikari, but then again, I just said that it would be... Or I didn't think that you would stick to Saya as well.
俺も。
Well, me too. So is that how I'm seen to everyone? Well, I'm embarrassed, so I just answer bluntly. Well, you know, that's not what happened, says Akito. So Miharu is looking at me, who is not boiling while biting the ice cream. And the milk bar of the Satomi is popular in the neighborhood. So basically, it has that nostalgic taste of... I'm not sure what Showa is. Well, I don't know about the Showa period, but I like the simple and pure taste. So it does have that homemade flavor in it.
他に好きな子がいるのか？
So, any other favorites? Says Takeichi.
まさか、さやとほうき星だよ。
Oh, so Takeichi's asking Akito. So, maybe you like someone else. And then Miharu's like, well, that's impossible. So, I'm sure it's between Saya or Hikari, right?
幼なじみはいくら可愛くても女として見れないとかあるじゃないですか。俺未だに光は男だって思ってるし。
Well, no matter how cute our childhood friend is, I can't really see Hikari as a lady. And I still think that Hikari is a man. So basically, they know Hikari in the past, and Hikari was a really big tomboy. Especially the way that Hikari fought back at Takeichi. So if you remember from the original A Sky Full of Stars, Hikari always got back at Takeichi by stealing his shoes and using the big dog, Taro, as defense. And so Taro is already dead by now. and that's where the name Kotaro came from. So Kotaro was like the adopted son of Taro. Well, anyways, hey, don't say terrible things, and if you ask, well, you'll be beaten up. So if you ask anything about that to Hikari, she's gonna get all mad, and she'll beat you up just like before.
それにこいつの周り女だらけっすからね。あいつら以外にも可愛い子いますよ。
But you know, you get lots of cute girls around you, and I'm sure there are many girls that you can pick over those two.
実は年下好きとか？アキトは案外後輩の面倒見いいしね。
So maybe you want someone who's younger, so the juniors, and I do notice that you're good at taking care of those juniors.
うちのコロナってことはないよな。
Wait, so are you talking about Korona? Well, that'll never happen. Well, I do like them the way that they are.
なんで複数形なのよ。
Hey, so what's with
しな
that?
さいっつってるの。
So Miharu's asking Akito like, well, what's with that kind of response? So you gave a vague and general response. Well, it is quite troublesome, and I can't do that. And I've known Saya's feelings for a long time. I just learned about Hikari's feelings the other day, but I know she is at least looking at me as a special friend. So if I choose one, that means I have to abandon or reject the other one, right?
そりゃもう。
Well, that's kind of true. So either way, someone's going to lose. So, okay, so the teacher or sensei and Takeichi both have trouble faces.
ダメってことはないかもしれないけど、ほら、常識的に考えてさ。
Well, it might not be bad after all. So think about it in common sense.
ええ、そうよね。私にだけは常識がどうとか言われたくないわよね。ごめんごめん。
So Miharu's like, oh, by the way, I know, I don't want to be told common sense. Well, I'm sorry. So basically, Miharu has her own problems, and she's kind of being like a hypocrite by mentioning all that.
お前らのことはガキの頃から知ってるけどよ。そう思ってたのは天の川も光も同じだと思うぜ。
So Takeichi's like, well, I have known you ever since you were a kid, and I think that's the same for Amanagawa and Hikari. So we've all known you, and so let's see, what is the same?
今のままでいいじゃんって話。
So it is okay to stay as is.
でももう3年の夏だし、アホの光も思うところがあったんだろう。このままじゃ彼氏できないまま卒業だとか。
So it looks like Takeichi did pick up on Hikari complaining about, well, I'm not a third year and I have not gone in a relationship and I'm going to graduate without a boyfriend. And Takeichi knows that Hikari can be stupid at times. And as expected, Takeichi, so when I was a kid, I had a lot of trouble with each other. And even though I hadn't seen it, actually, or I'm able to trace Hikari's thoughts. And now Akito looks on the floor. It's like, well, I wish we could stay like this forever, even after we graduate. And I wonder if I should think so. But then again, Hikari and Saya are like family to me. So they lost their parents, and okay, so I lost my parents a long time ago in the very beginning, and my grandfather died a few years ago, and it's kind of like Hikari and Saya are like my parents, and they were like the people that I always went to when I wanted some company. So, in a sense, it feels like Hikari and Sai is like part of my family. I didn't want to think about losing one in order to choose one. That's true. So probably because he knows it, Takeichi is at a loss for what he said and just gets quiet. And when I thought calmly, so teacher, who just listened to selfish words and had a serious face, threw the ice stick that she had finished into the trash can.
一つだけ解決する方法があるわ。
So there is one answer or one way you can do it. And what is it, teacher?
私と結婚しよう。
Oh, so how about you take me? Uh-oh. Pass. No thanks.
即答しないでよ。私と結婚すりゃもう三角関係に悩む必要ないのよ。お友達としてあいつらと末永く幸せにやりなさいよ。
Well, come on. So don't just give me an answer immediately. So if you do take me, then you don't have to worry about this love triangle problem anymore. And so you'll be able to stay just friends with both of them, and you can be happy by having both of them with you for a long time. Well, I think the main problem is that Akito does not want to be with Miharu. That's good. Well, I'm stupid because I expected the teacher even a little.
本当だよ。何言い出すんだこの人。
Well, wait a minute. So what is she saying, Sis Takeichi?
ひどい。恩師に対してあまりにもひどい。
Well, that's mean. That's mean for your former teacher. And it is terrible treatment to keep exposing the abomination in front of the students every day without getting bored.
つーか俺が貸してるゲームいい加減返してください。中古屋に売ったりしてねえっすよね。
Okay. So, spoiler, so in Sai's route, Takeichi asked Miharu for his game back. It's like, well, you borrowed it from me and you were going to promise to finish the game so that you can return it to me. And it looks like Miharu never finished it and she ended up selling it to a used game shop. So, wait, this person. But then again, that game was not Miharu's game, and she sold it anyways. So the teacher regretfully pulls her fist, but she can't say it because Takeichi is telling the truth. Well, okay, I guess I'll just take you, so let's do it, teacher. Let's get married.
大きなお世話よ。
Well, it's none of your business. The teacher is disappointed, picks up the manga magazine on the shelf and sits down next to Takeichi. Hey, so reading and sitting at the counters is prohibited. So, 1, you didn't pay for the magazine, and 2, I think it's Miharu's shift right now.
こいつも読んでるでしょ。
Well, what about you? So you read all the time.
いやこれ買ったやつだし。
Well, I bought it, so it's mine, and I can do whatever I want with it.
教育の仕方を間違えたわ。生意気に育っちゃってま。
Well, I guess I didn't teach you guys right. Well, I grew up in Namaki. And regardless, Miharu begins to read the magazine without paying for it. And my life counseling ended in vain. Okay, so after school the next day, so I'm going to leave the rest to the next episode. So if you remember Miharu from the original A Sky Full of Stars, She was a very inspirational teacher, but after the elementary school closed down because of the dam construction, Miharu decided to retire, and now she's just lazing around at her mother's convenience store. And I'm sure Akito does not want Miharu because Miharu's just going to push more work onto Akito, so that Miharu can basically lazy around more and watch TV and eat snacks and, the usual laziness. And I feel that Mother Satome did try hard to get Akito to marry Miharu. It's like, well, it's a way for Miharu to be less lazy and basically to step up and move on. So it is quite painful to have a lazy daughter that doesn't do anything. And Mother Satome does value Akito for his hard work, especially given that he's still in school. But anyways, going to the love triangle problem, it has become a big issue, and Akito can't decide whether or not he wants to go with Hikari and Saya. And this is not like the original Sky Full of Stars, where you have character roots. So there is a route for Hikari and Saya, the usual, and there is also a route for Korona, if you want to see how that progresses. But that does take on a different approach, so it stems from Divergence Route B. But anyways, I'm talking too much, and I'm going to go ahead and end the episode here.